In our program, we are going to make use of two class methods. See, you can see there are two class methods. Is salary greater than 10,000, which takes the parameter as self. So whichever object has invoked this particular method, that object's salary, which is an object variable, will be compared whether it is greater than 10,000. If found greater, it will return true. If found lesser, it will return false. In the same way, there is another class method. You can see that self has been passed as a parameter. So whichever object has invoked this method, that object's designation, that means the object variable, will be compared with the help of double equal to with this particular string. If it is assistant manager, if the condition satisfied, it will return true, else it will return false. Then in our program, there are two static methods. As we have just seen that @static method are class methods are the decorator used in Python programming. So here no self has been passed as a parameter. So total employee count to keep track of total employees, and the gender count method is used in our program. So it will just display the total employee count and the male count and female count in our program. So let us start. With our coding. Can you see the program? Yes. So we have imported the date model. Let us join all the pieces together. So our code is like this. So initially we have imported the date time module. Then we have declared the class employee with the 3 class variables. Then there is a class method. We have seen in it, we used to initialize the class variables. These are the class variables: name, designation, gender, DOJ, salary. So let us join our code pieces together. So initially we have started with importing date time module. We have defined a class employee with 3 variables: total employee, male and female. Then we have defined init method, which is a special significance in Python classes, and it is been executed automatically by the program whenever the object of a class is created. So it is same like a constructor which you have seen in C++. Then there are static methods like total employee, gender count. Then there are class method, is salary greater 10,000, where you can see we have passed self as a parameter for both the methods. Then there's a normal function where we are going to accept the values from the user, and these values, accepted values, we are going to pass to the employee class. And as soon as we say emp equal to employee, this init method will be executed and the object variable values will be set for each object. So our employee list is initially empty. This is our main program, or you can say the driver code. From here the execution will start. Initially we are going to create a list with an empty list, which is actually an employee empty list. While I'm using, because I want this to be displayed as menu, so that we can work on all the 5 options at a time. Otherwise, every time after giving one choice, it will come out of the program. So I'm making use of this infinite loop, where I'm asking the user to enter the choices. So first choice will create an employee. So if choice given by user is equal to 1, see what is happening. We are making a call to create function, and see carefully this create function, what it is returning. It is returning emp, and emp is not a list or not a number or not a string, but it is an object. So this function is returning an object. So the create method will be called. These things will be asked from user, like name, designation, gender, date of joining, salary, and this entire object will be returned. So it will be returned and it comes back here where you have called this create method, and this employee object is been appended to this emp list using the append method here. So in this way, this first employee will go to the employee list. Again, if the user selects one as a choice, again the create will return employee object emp. Again, it will be appended to the list. So this will happen every time when user gives his or her choice as 1. If user gives the choice as 2, so it will just give the total employee count. So with the help of object, see here, the difference between create was the normal function. But here when we are invoking total employee count function, we are invoking it by object, by the class. So here the employee dot total employee count has been returned. If the choices and the total employee count will be called. So what is there in our total employee count? It will return the total employee, which is a class variable. And class variable cannot be accessed directly. It has to be accessed through the class. Okay, that is the difference. See, we cannot access the class variable directly. It is being hidden. These variables are being encapsulated. So these are the private members. Okay, so you cannot directly say total employee. You have to take help of class name. What is our class name? Employee. So employee dot total employee, through the class name dot the method name, we can access the value. So we are printing the total employee count with the syntax employee dot total employee count. So it will print the total employee count over here. If the user says choice is 3, so in the same way we are going to invoke this gender count method, which is a class method, right? Which is a class method. So class method, gender count method. We have also seen the class method and the static methods. See, if the user says the choice is 2, so for choice 2, see what has been written, print employee dot total employee count. The total employee count is which type of method? See, total employee count is a static method. Static method, but it belongs to the class. See the indentation. Indentation plays very important role, means the margin. So it belongs to this class employee. So static method, we cannot call it directly like we have called create, when which we have seen just now for choice 1. See, we have not used your employee.create. We have directly called it, but we can't do it for class methods. Even though if it is a class method or static method, we have to take the help of syntax, which says class name dot method name. So class name is employee and the method name is total employee count. So like this, we have to call that method. Then it will get executed. So what the function is doing, it is just returning the total employee count. See, return employee dot total employee, and total employee is what? Class variable. So you cannot just say print total employee or return total employee. It has to be prefixed by the class name. So we have, it is saying return employee dot total employee. So employee is the class and total employee is a class variable. So class variable cannot be accessed directly. It hides the data. So in the form of this class variable, this class hides, encapsulates this particular data. Okay. In the same way, another static method, that is a gender count. So if user says choice 3 is gender count. So again, the same syntax has been used to access the gender count. This is a class method. It cannot be directly called. So use the syntax class name dot method name. The class name is employee dot gender count. And what the gender count does, it prints the female count and employee count. And see, one more thing I would like to focus here is every static method has to return something. So you have seen here total employee count is returning employee dot total employee. Here we are making in gender count, we are making it to print employee dot males and employee dot females, which we have incremented in the constructor itself, init method, but it is not returning anything. So it will in your console, along with this male count and female count, you will see none, because static methods are supposed to return some value. It is not returning anything. So there could be the possibility that none, or if you say zero here, zero could be printed on the console. So let us go with our class methods now. Static method, there are two static methods and they are completed. If user says fourth choice, employee with salary greater than 10,000. So for fourth choice, what we are doing is now we have to scan all the employees' salary. If user presses choice once or thrice, so that many employees will be there in this list. So if there is more than one employee, or even if there is a single employee, what we have to do, we have to iterate this list and check the salary of each employee. So now this is an object variable. Okay, so we have to check it. On the employee list will contain all the objects. So in choice for C, we have to take help of for. So for each employee in the employee list, which is number of objects. So for every object present in that list, what we are going to see, we are going to compare the salary with the help of this is salary greater 10,000. But this time, this is salary greater 10,000 is invoked by object. So this is the difference between class methods and static method. Static methods are invoked by class name, but the class methods are invoked by object. So our object name is small emp. So we are using the syntax object name dot class method. So emp dot is salary. This is the syntax. Now this is the method name. So what is being defined in this is salary greater 10,000. Just have a look. So in this method, what we are doing is if now self dot salary will be a string, which we have to convert it into int, otherwise it will give an error that you are comparing string with integer. So first of all, we have converted this to int, and then we are checking whether it is greater than 10,000 or not. So if it is, it will return true. If it is not, it will return false. So either true or false will be returned by this method. And then if it is found true, we are simply printing the object name, because it has been asked how many employees are there with salary 10,000. So we are displaying the employee name on the console. Then if user says choice 5, so fifth choice is like in problem statement, it has been asked that how many employees are there with designation assistant manager. Now when you are asking the user the designation, it is case sensitive. So it has to be entered in the same manner, assistant space manager. Otherwise, it will every time give that there is nobody with this particular designation. So for this fifth choice, what we have written, again we have to check all the designations of employees, each designation for each employee, and compare whether it is assistant manager or not. For that, we have written the class method as is assistant. Again, the same syntax, the object, since it's a class method, it has to be invoked with the object. So object name dot class method, that is emp dot is assistant manager. And what we have done in is assistant manager method, we have checked the designation. See, self means the object who had invoked this particular class method. So the object's designation, if it is equal to, double equal to, so it is comparing both the values. Assistant manager in this same manner, a capital, and then in between there should be space, then it will return true, else it will return false. So if found true, it will just print the name of the employee, else it will print nobody with assistant manager designation. All choices are over, and if the user presses other than 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5, then it will come in else part, where we have to break the flow of the loop, and then it will print invalid choice. So I hope you have understood. Let us run this program. So F5 is the shortcut, or you may run the program from the file menu option through run. So I'll press F5. See, now enter your choice. Let me give choice 1. Let me give name as Prakash. Then designation, let me say, see, it is case sensitive. As I said, it is assistant space manager, like this. And gender male, it is asked in capital, so it's again case sensitive. See the date format, it's YY. So first enter the year, then month, and then date, like this. Otherwise it will give error. Then salary is been asked, so say salary is 80,000. Then again it is displaying all the choices only because of that while loop, otherwise it would have come out of the loop. Then you may give another choice, or you may give one again. Let us enter one more employee. Then another name, let us suppose say Surakshit. And then designation, let us say programmer. And designation male. And then again it is asking the date of joining in the same format, so make sure that you are entering it properly. So let us say month it is, so 06/24, let it be this date. Salary, let us say initially 5,000, because we need to check how many employees are there before, above 10,000 and how many there below 10,000. So let we keep this salary 5,000. Then let us go with the third choice now, that is a second choice now, that is a total employees. So we have just now entered 2 employees. So see, it is giving, it is showing 2 count. Now let us check third choice. Let us give third choice, which says gender count. So we have entered 2 males, so it should give us 2 males, females. And see, I have told you that there are static methods which are supposed to return some values. Since it is not returning anything, it is displaying none on the console here. Okay. Now the remaining option is like employee with salary 10,000. Let us go with choice 4. So salary was greater for Prakash and Surakshit was earning 5,000. So there is one employee and it is displaying me the name correctly. Now the remaining choices, fifth, how many employees are there with designation assistant manager? Let us check it. 5. So you can see that there is one employee with Prakash. And yes, and this string is also coming nobody with assistant manager. There must be indentation problem. Let us correct it. So let us run the program on Colab. So here we have written the program. See, you can see that we have imported the date time module, class employees there, and through init we have initialized the object variable. Then there are these 2 static methods, these 2 class methods, and a normal create function. There we have created an employee object, and here is our driver code, the main function, where we have created the employee list and all the 5 options. So we are running the program. See, you can see the choices here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So first choice is create employee. Let us give the choices 1. So it asks us the name. Let us the employee name be Prakash. And then it asks the designation. So let us give designation as assistant manager. Be precise with the space and the capital letters. Then it asks us whether the person is male or female. Then it asks the enter date of joining in the format. So let us give the year, month, and date. Then it asks the salary. Let salary be 80,000. Then again it shows us the choice. And let us enter one more employee. So give our choice as one only. This time let name of the employee be Rajesh. Let us say his designation is programmer. Gender is male again. Then again it asks for the date of joining. Let the date of joining be this year and a month and date like this. Then it asks salary. Let salary be 7,000. Again it shows us the choice. Now let us go for second choice. Second choice will give us the total employee. See, it is showing 2 as we have entered 2 employees. So 2 employees are there in the organization. Let us go with the third choice, which gives us the gender count. See, it is showing the gender count, 2 males. There were no females. And see, I've told you that there are static method is supposed to return some value. Since this method is not returning any value, it is showing none. So let us go with the fourth choice, which displays the name of the employee with salary greater than 10,000. As we know that the designation of Rajesh was programmer and Prakash was there with the designation of assistant manager. It is displaying the name of the employee whose designation is assistant manager. And the last option, which is option 5, fourth choice was displaying the name of the employee whose salary was 10,000, greater than 10,000. Obviously, it was perfect. Let us go with choice 5. It will show the name of the employee whose designation is assistant manager. So again, we have Prakash. So it is displaying the name. If I give the choice other than 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it will quit the program. So this is how our program runs. I hope you have understood. So with this, we come to end of the program. And thank you all for watching this video. And don't forget to subscribe my channel. See you in next video.